Hey everyone, recently I made a video about the top 10 animals that you should do t-shirts for, this video right here, and a lot of you have asked about other animals thinking that those were popular too, so I thought I'd make another video from 11 to 20, so 10 more animals that you can do designs for on t-shirts that are very popular right now on Amazon. So I'm going to do the same thing in this video. Go to Amazon Pretty Merch Pro Plus and look how many designs there are within the 1 to 1 million BSR. So these show that these are popular right now. People are buying these right now, so there's proof that these are. So I left out some of the ones that weren't so popular, and so now you're gonna have 20 if you watched that video before. So let's get into Amazon Merch on Demand with Pretty Merch Plus, and I'll show you 10 more animals. All right, so here we're back on Amazon Merch on Demand. I have Pretty Merch Pro Plus. I'm in the research tab, and yes, it's from 1 to 1 million, the BSR range right now. So that's really showing like there may be more than these on Amazon, but these are the ones with the lower BSRs that are selling right now. And so I put in pigeon just to show you one that not to do, not necessarily not to do, but like there's not a lot of interest in this one right now. So you can see pigeon only has this many between 1 and 1 million BSR, right? So very few, as opposed to some of the other ones that I'm going to show you later on. Now, some of you said, and I think I wrote this one down in my Instagram, I put pig on here, and even pig didn't have as many because it's also mixed with pigeon, because pig is part of pigeon. So there's a pig, but if we scroll down, some of them are guinea pigs even, and it kind of stops right there. So it's not a lot as some of these other ones. So let's get on with what I found by taking some of your suggestions that you wrote in the comments, as well as looking further to see if I could find even more animals that we could do, you know, in before Q4. So these are the ones that are popular right now, and we hope, we don't have a crystal ball, but we hope that in Q4 they're going to be even more popular as people buy these for gifts and everything. So first one on the list, number 11, number 1 for this video, but number 11 overall is dragon. So another mythical kind of one that's really popular. So this one's probably really popular right now with how to train your dragon. You can see some of those. I would stay away from those, but a lot of toothless ones on here. But also Chinese looking dragons. Stay away from Imagine dragons too. That can be copyrighted, get your account closed, and some of these other ones. So be careful with this one. There's a lot of copyright infringement things going on here, especially like that one right there. But if we scroll down, we can see there's a lot on here. So a lot more on here, and I added it as number 11. Okay, so next one, a lot of you said this one to me, and that is Goose. Does duck count as Goose? Silly Goose, there's On the Loose and all those things. Yeah, it's really popular. So Goose, as well as duck from the last time, are two big ones. And we can scroll down here. Goosebumps is one I did last year. That's not mine, but you know, these are really popular, especially going into Halloween. Look at this, duck, duck, boo. Instead of goose, and some very funny goose puns, some goose things here, and you can see it loaded again. This one actually has more than the dragon one, I believe, but very close. Look at that, some cool ones. So take a look, see, like, don't copy these, but know that there is interest in goose. So if you can create something related to goose with a goose on it for people who love gooses or geese, yeah, can be something. And you can mash it up with different things, right? Goose with playing video games, goose for Halloween, like we saw there, goose for teachers and things like that. So think of that. All right, next one, very popular one that people suggested again, like why didn't this make it to the top 10, is horse. So I would put horse in there, and a lot of derby stuff, of course, horse racing and things like that, Kentucky Derby. Just be very careful with that one. That can be copyright infringement, but there's a lot of like just flowers and horse, American horse stuff. Some people tag unicorns as horses, but a lot of times this is more cowboy centric, Western centric, and things like that, Americana stuff. So See some really cool horse ones. Again, lots of big fans for people, lots of fans of horses, lots of people who love their horses, and it shows. And I think this one is going to be a really big one during Q4. All right, so the next one I'm going to type in here is frog. So you can see I'm just typing in the word, and you can do this with yourself. Like I didn't do all the animals, I did the ones that I thought were popular, so I could be missing something in here, but the idea is type the animal name here, set it to 1 to 1 million, and then scroll down and see if there's a lot of designs here, and that just shows interest, right? A lot of people are buying things about frogs. So some really funny puns about frogs. Frogs have, I think over last year have raised up. I've seen a lot more new ones. Like I bet this one is new. So the way you can tell that if they're new sales is right here. Date uploaded 2025. Brand new, made the, already has a very low BSR. So relatively new stuff. I would guess this one's new too. Let's see if it's a 2020. Yeah, 2025. So like you can see this one, this animal is one that went up in popularity this year. So a lot of cool ones here, a lot of vintage frogs here. You can see, and cottagecore too. So a lot of cottagecore stuff. So take a look at these. Yeah, I think frogs can do really well. You can see a lot of repeats, a lot of copycats. Don't do that, but get inspiration. Like this style is doing well, vintage style or kawaii style is doing, and then, mash it up with something else or do your own take on that. But I wouldn't say copy these ideas. I would say, get inspiration from these ideas. But you can see lots and lots of frogs and a lot of new ones. So if you make a good one this year, chances are you could still get in a lot of sales like some of these. I wonder how old this, I bet this one's pretty old. This is the top one, under 100 last year was made, and this one looks like AI. Yeah, last year. Makes sense. Okay. All right, next one in here I'm gonna put is eagle. A lot of people told me about this one as well. American Eagle, of course. Don't put American Eagle, that's a brand. You can put American things on here. It's a whole another thing, American Eagle, but you can see a lot of copycats, which you shouldn't do. There's just too many of those. But again, America Eagle, that's a symbol there. I think there's other things that you can do with eagles as well. I think other countries use eagles. You can mash eagles up with other things. It can be realistic or cartoon, things like that. Let's see some other eagles. Most of it is American, but look, Polish has an eagle as well, so you can think about that. That's not really the eagles here, so take that out of there. Deutschland, Germany has an eagle. Wow, who knew? That's so cool. Yeah, so lots of eagle. Beagle kind of falls into here sometimes because it's like spelling eagle with a B, but most of these are eagles and most are American stuff. So you can mash up eagles, especially when doing like Memorial Day and stuff like that. But people love Americana stuff for the holidays, for Q4 too. So think of something like that, how you can mash that up. I would imagine you can mash eagle up with Halloween and Christmas and other things. So, all right, next one on the list. We're on number 16 now, and capybara, like that. This one is a cool one. Okay, sometimes it does that. You can see now it has more. What you have to do is like search it again. So if you try it and there's very little, and like this is a popular animal, it should be more, hit search again and you can see there actually is more capybara stuff. So here's a cool one, capybara. You can see more realistic stuff. This bruh stuff works with like any other animal, every animal. And this poster thing kind of works with every animal, and the ramen. We see this over and over with the boba and stuff too. So this is capybara, Capybarazilla, capybara birthday, capybara girl who loves capybara with the, we're just like recycling the cat thing, but replacing it with capybara, right? But still really fun, very popular right now. You can see under 100,000 and it keeps going. This one is a copycat of this one, crazy, but don't do that to your version and do something different. Like don't don't copy. You can think of something. There's so many different things you can do with here. So I'm not showing you this to say, hey, dude, copy this one and you can get some sales. Although sometimes that works. That's a really bad idea. You can get your account closed down for that. So stay away. All right, next one is turtle. Turtle was popular before, and I think it still is popular. And the thing that is neat about turtles is there are different ways to do turtles. So you got this kind of idea of turtles, this almost tattoo looking kind of style of turtles. You got the realistic turtles here. You got more cartoony turtles here. You got turtles with capybaras here eating ramen. So lots of different ways to do turtles on here. Take a look at that. Very popular for right now. Save the Turtles, Gulf of Mexico, some things like that. And you can add it to like different cities and countries. So check this out. This one just says St. John's with a turtle. And it's made this year, and it's already broken the $1 million BSR, or the million BSR with that. So getting sales, lots of sales. Oh, and another thing that this tells you in Pretty Merch, if you don't have it, is it kind of tells you how much it kind of makes, or the estimate it makes. So 23 to 33 sales a month by estimate. And it already had, this one was done in 2023, 340 sales. So kind of cool. I bet this one's a newer one. Yeah, 2025, made in 2025, already 41 lifetime sales at that price point. Pretty cool. All right, rounding out here, coming down to number 18 is Alligator. And the reason this one's popular, I believe, is Alligator Alcatraz. So I don't know if this one is safe or not. You got to do your research. I heard it was, and then it wasn't, and then it was again, and it's obviously up here still. But lots of other ways to do alligator stuff too, usually about the bayou and cartoon stuff here. So don't forget about Halloween costumes for all these animals too. That can be really helpful. But yeah, a lot of Alligator Alcatraz, especially like almost identical here, some of these. So don't copy these, but you can see there's some popularity about alligators. I also saw one that says like, see you later, alligator, but I don't know where that, oh there, later, alligator. So that's gonna be funny too. All right, next one that is popular, just two more for the top 20, and I'm gonna type in tiger. This is a big one as well. Couple things to watch out for in this one. Detroit Tigers, copyright, so careful about that. This derpy tiger that you see right here is very popular right now because of a Netflix show called, I think, K-pop Demon Hunters. There you go, it says right there, they're using it. We don't have permission for that, as far as I know, to do that, but a lot of people are jumping on because that's a super popular show right now. You can get your account closed if they ever like do something about it, because all of these are that this style tiger that's from that show. So careful about that. Careful about Detroit Tigers, which is making these popular, but you don't have to do that. You can see this one is popular and it doesn't reference any of those things. This one's just a tiger right here. Easy tiger doesn't represent any of those things. So don't try and fall for these traps where they're copyright infringement and stuff. Be careful on those things, but you can still do, again, Halloween costume tigers. This one has been very popular for a while. I bet it has a ton of sales. I've seen this one, yeah, 2019, 400 sales. So, you know, tigers are popular. There's lots of fans for popular. And this is another one, lots of fans for tigers, sorry. But this is another one that I see a lot. Easy tiger, just like later gator, right? So think of those kind of easy wins there where people have to kind of figure out what it is. But look, it keeps going. Again, not the derpy tiger. Careful about that, and Detroit Tiger, but a lot of these other ones are good ways to do the tiger, not to say don't copy these, but you can see those are selling as well. And lastly, this is one that I forgot, and a lot of people have said this is very popular, and it's been popular for a while, and that is the Axelottle. So if you don't know how to spell it, it's right there, and take a look. The reason this is, one, it's cute, two, it has a lot of puns for it, and it's just like there's been a big fan base for these animals for a long time. So Axelottle questions, That's the pun that a lot of them use. Gamesolotto instead of Axelottle, Partiolotto. So you can see how this can be used a lot for puns. But mash it up with Halloween, mash it up with strawberry milk, or gaming, or reading, or whatever it is. I think if you find a hobby or interest and mash it up with Axolotl, that can be a really good one. And try not to do axolotl questions again, because I feel like I don't know how many ways you can actually do that. So think of another one than that. But yeah, look at that. So many cool ones on here for axolotl. I wanted to make sure to put that in. Not as many as the other ones, but I think this can be really popular for Q4 if you can get the pun right and what it's doing. So there you go. Those are 10 more animals that you can create t-shirts for Q4 or anytime. You can see a lot of those sold throughout. There's a big fan base for these 10 as well as the other 10. I'll put that video right here where I shared the first 10 if you missed that one. But watching that and this, you have 20 now. So lots of designs or topics that you can design for Q4 that will help you get some sales. So hopefully this video is really helpful for you. Thanks again for watching, and as always guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.